Hello and welcome to our special Sunday morning together. I really hope that you are enjoying being off school and having lots of fun. You might even be watching this from your holidays. So our series that we've been working through is called The Promised People. And it's all about how God was going to rescue his people, the Israelites. We began with Moses and how he brought them out of Egypt, traveled through the desert and brought them right up to the promised land. After he died, the Israelites got a new leader called Joshua, who had been Moses' assistant. He is getting ready to enter into the promised land, but there are other people already living there who don't believe in God. Last week, we heard how he sent in 2 spies to have a look around, and they had to be saved by Rahab. She had heard about God and knew all the powerful things that he could do. She chose to help the Israelites escape the city of Jericho. Now today, after 40 years of wandering in the desert, it is time for the Israelites to cross the Jordan River and get one step closer. There was only one river to cross, and the Israelites would finally be in the land that God had promised them. Joshua was a good leader, and he knew that God would take care of them. He knew that the new land would be very, very good. Sometimes the people call the land of milk and honey because they loved to drink milk and eat honey. They thought that it would be a good way to describe the land. It was harvest time when Joshua told the people that it was time to cross the river. At harvest time, the Jordan River was always so full of water that it overflowed its banks. The people could look across the river and see the beautiful land of Canaan with its green grass and its tall trees and its fields of golden grain. But they could not cross the river because it was too deep and too fast. God told Joshua his special plan. He told Joshua to gather the priests together and have them carry the Ark of the Covenant and walk straight into the Jordan River. The people were then to follow them. This must have seemed really scary for everyone, but they obeyed God. They remembered how he had always taken care of them, and he would take care of them today again. The priests picked up the big gold box, the Ark of the Covenant, and started walking towards the water. The Ark of the Covenant had the stone tablets. The water was fast and looked very dangerous, but they just kept walking. Then an amazing thing happened. As soon as the priest's feet touched the water stopped flowing. The river dried up wherever the priests walk. It was just like when the Red Sea parted for Moses. They took the ark with the tablets that had the 10 commandments and carried it to the middle of the Jordan River and then stopped. While the priest stood with the ark, all of the people passed through to the other side, and they didn't even get wet. God wanted the people to always remember how he stopped the Jordan River. He told Joshua to choose 12 men, 1 from each tribe. The men went to the middle of the river where the priests stood and gathered 1 large stone each. The men carried the 12 stones over to their camp beside the river and put them in a large pile. God told the people that from now on, when anyone saw the pile of 12 stones, they would remember the special day that God helped them to cross the Jordan River into the promised land. After everyone was finished crossing the river, the people and the soldiers, the priests came up out of the water. As soon as their feet touched the dry ground on the bank of the river, then the water all rushed back and the river began to flow again. The water was just as fast and deep as it had been at the start. The Israelites made camp at Gilgal where they had put their stones. As everyone looked at the stones, they must have thanked God and thought about what he had just done for them. So I'm really, really glad that you joined us today for another story. There are some worksheets in the Google Drive link in the description of this video if you would like to continue your learning. And we're nearly finished with our story of the promised people.